Welcome to Palia Ponderings. I'm your host, Jessica St. Pierre. So relax and get cozy as we get ready to discuss all things Palia. For the first episode of Palia Ponderings, we're going to talk about some basics for those who maybe aren't very familiar with what Palia is. Palia is an upcoming MMO announced by the game developer Singularity 6 and led by Aidan Karabash, who is the Chief Communications Officer and Game Director for Palia, as well as being one of the co-founders of Singularity 6. So what is Palia? Palia is a self-described cozy MMO sim gaming experience. If you're like me, when a friend first told me about Palia, I was completely unsure what a cozy MMO actually is, so I went online to do a little research. The Singularity 6 team has said that Palia is inspired by the well-known games of Animal Crossing and Stardew Valley. On their website, this is how they describe Palia and its story. An enchanting world full of mystery. After disappearing thousands of years ago, humans have just begun to reappear across Palia. As one of the newly emerged humans, you will have to find your place in the world, uncover the mysteries of humanity's past, or just live a simple life. You decide. Even with that information, I still wasn't sure what Palia is, because I haven't played Animal Crossing or Stardew Valley. And even if I had, a game inspired by others is not the same thing as those other games. So what else do we know about Palia? What we do know is that it's been in development since 2018, and that the pre-alpha test began earlier this summer with approximately 1,400 players being invited. Sadly, I did not get an invite. We also know that the game has raised over $30 million in funding. At this point, the Singularity 6 team has said they're not doing any type of crowdfunding, but that could potentially change in the future. We also don't know how the game will be monetized because they are not quite ready to share that information yet. I will probably speculate on this a bit in a later episode because I definitely have some theories, but for now, we'll just say we don't know the monetization plan. I want to pause for a minute to explain where my information is coming from that I'm sharing with you. The Singularity 6 team has a robust Discord to keep in touch with their community, and I encourage you to join their Discord. I will put links to their Discord in the video description, so be sure to check them out. My hope is, as we get closer to release and post-release, these videos will continue to grow in length and depth for all of you as we have more content to deep dive into together. So let's circle back to the story of Palia. The Singularity 6 team has received a lot of questions about gameplay and the narrative of Palia. With regard to the story, they have promised to not shy away from giving us a story that provides a challenging emotional narrative, but that even while not shying away from it, the team has reiterated that the most important thing is to have a welcoming and safe environment for players to engage in the story and gameplay of Palia. It's unknown how much players will be able to affect the narrative of the overall story. But from one of their answers in the Discord, it's looking like, at least at launch, that the overarching story narrative will not be able to be directly impacted by players, but the Palia team did say they liked that idea, and maybe it will be implemented later. So what else do we know? Well, so far we know that there are several races in Palia, and it's looking like, at least for launch, that players may only be humans. The dominant race of NPCs so far seems to be elves. We have seen a handful of them introduced over the past couple of months. We've also seen a golem named Ionar and a Grimalican named Zeki. For launch, it's looking like the story and gameplay will revolve primarily around a village that's apparently located in the southern part of Palia, which makes me wonder if Palia is a world, or if it's a country, or a continent. We'll have to keep our eyes open as more information is released to figure that one out. Well, what do we know about the village so far? We know there's a fishing shack thanks to INR's villager card. We even got to see one type of fish just the other week. We know there is a general store thanks to Zeki's villager card. We don't know for certain what is sold there yet, though. We know that Ashura runs the inn and has a cook working for him, so the inn probably isn't like the bed and breakfast picture I have here, but maybe more of the type of inn you'd see in a Western, where it's an inn, tavern, and restaurant all in one, but that hasn't been confirmed yet. We know that there is the Bahari Institute, where Gina is an apprentice scholar. We don't know what kind of institute it is, if it's a college, since they mentioned Gina is doing a thesis, or if it's a research and development type institute. We'll have to keep our eyes open for more information. We know there is at least one farm. We aren't 100% sure what kind of farm it is. We know it's referred to as a family farm, both from Badru's card and his son Nayo's card. And Badru's card does say that he handles the produce side of the farm. But does that mean there's another side? Is there cattle or perhaps some kind of third farming? I would love to hear in the comments what you think. Now, my thoughts are it's a small family farm, maybe a few different animals, because we see on Delalia's card that she's carrying a basket of produce. So it makes me believe that they go into town and maybe set up a market, or do they use their produce and perhaps meat from their animals for trading in Zeki's general store. But I would love to hear what you think. We know there's a blacksmith shop, but I'm not sure if Hassian and his mother are the blacksmiths or if we'll also have an armorsmith shop. We will just have to wait for more information, which hopefully we will get if Hassian's mother is a future villager revealed. There are some other locations around town that we can speculate about. Eshi is the village magistrate and is married to the mayor, so we can assume there is some kind of town hall. Eloisa's card mentions her sister is a librarian, so perhaps there is a library. Or maybe the library is part of the Bahari Institute we talked about a few moments ago. Uni delivers the mail, so it makes sense that there will be some kind of central post office. And Tamala's villager card lists her as a skilled potion maker, so it's possible we'll see some kind of potion or alchemist shop. Or perhaps her potions are healing potions, so maybe she will be a healer out of her house or have a clinic. It's worth noting that Tamala's card does mention she lives in Bahari Bay, but at this point, we can't be certain if that's the name of the village or a separate location near the village. Tish's card mentions she is into furniture crafting, so perhaps she runs a store where people can buy furniture for player housing, which is a game feature a lot of people, myself included, are interested in learning a lot more about. Gel's card mentions he's a tailor, so perhaps he runs a boutique where players can buy custom outfits for their characters. We know that player outfits, glamours if you're from Final Fantasy, or transmogs if you're from WoW, will be a big part of the game. So it makes sense that there would be at least one location in town, but that's not been confirmed yet. There is a lot of speculation still to do on the world of Palia, but we will save more of our ponderings for next episode. Thank you for watching. Remember to like and subscribe, and don't forget to check out the links in the video description. Until next time, be well and stay cozy.